Treaty of Versailles was the most important of the peace treaties that brought World War I to an end. The treaty ended the state of war between Germany and the Allied powers. It was signed on 28 June 1919 in Versailles, exactly 5 years after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which directly led to World War I. The other Central Powers of the German side of World War I signed separate treaties. All to the armistice signed on 11 November 1918 ended the actual fighting. It took 6 months of allied negotiations at the Paris Peace Conference to conclude the peace treaty. The treaty was registered by the Secretary of League of Nations on 21 October 1990. Of the many provisions in the treaty, one of the most important and controversial required Germany to accept responsibility and her allies for causing all the loss and damage during the war. The treaty was signed by several nations such as United States by Thomas Woodrow Wilson, Great Britain by David Lloyd George, France by George Clemenceau, Italy by Vittorio Emanuele Orlando, Japan by Dario Daijin, Belgium by Leon Delacroix, Bolivia by René Barrientos Ortuño, Brazil by Epitalio Pessoa, China by Sun Yat-sen, Cuba by Mario García Menocal, Ecuador by Carlos Julio Arocena Monroy, Greece by Eleftherios Venizelos, Guatemala by Manuel Estrada Cabrera, Haití by Philippe Sudri Gartinoado, Honduras by Francisco Bertrán Barahona, Liberia by Daniel Edward Howard, Nicaragua by Emiliano Chamorro Vargas, Panamá by Belisario Porras Barahona, Perú by José Parado, Polonia by Joseph Pilowski, Portugal by João do Canto e Castro, Romania by Nicolau Casedo, Czechoslovakia by Thomas Garrido Masguil, Uruguay by Baltasar Brum.
World War I was fought between two sides from 1914 until 1918. 1. The Allies, with the most important participants being Britain, France, Russia, and later on the United States. The Allies were mostly financed by Britain until 1916, when it ran out of money and borrowed from the US. 2. The Central Powers, mainly Germany, Austria-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. The Central Powers were mostly financed by Germany, which after its unification in 1871 became an industrial force and wanted to also become a military superpower.
World War I, also known as the First World War, the Great War, or the War to End All Wars, was a global war originating in Europe that lasted from 28 July 1914 to 11 November of 1918. More than 7 million military personnel, including 60 million Europeans, were mobilized in one of the largest wars in history. Over 9 million combatants and 7 million civilians died as a result of the war. A casualty rate exacerbated by the belligerent technological and industrial sophistication and the tactical stalemate caused by violent trench warfare. It was one of the deadliest conflicts in history and precipitated major political change, including revolutions in many of the nations involved. Unresolved rivalries at the end of the conflict contributed to the start of the Second World War 21 years later.
Treaty of Versailles. They then imposed debilitating conditions on Germany, an attitude which most likely caused World War II. European economies were devastated after the war, including those of the Allies. The United States, however, prospered during World War I. Before the war, it was actually in recession and a net international debtor. However, exports to Europe during the war enabled it to experience an economic boom. The main economic lesson is that even most of the so-called winners of World War I experienced dramatic losses. The direct cost alone amounted to approximately $200 billion back then, which is roughly $5 trillion in today's dollars, but the most dramatic costs of war are those outside the realm of economics.